G'day, welcome to Built by Dan. I'm Dan, and in today's episode, I'm going to be assembling the world's smallest production V8 engine, the Toyan V8, as supplied by Stirlingkit. Let's not waste any time, let's get stuck straight into it. So I'll start off here with just a quick overview. I've got all the parts laid out, just in their foam packaging that they came in. If you haven't seen the previous episode where I did the unboxing of this kit, be sure to go check it out. I'll include a link up in the top corner right now. So that's all the components. I'm not going to go through them in detail, but let's get stuck into the assembly. Okay, so you're riding along on the GoPro chest mount today. So hopefully you'll get a good perspective of what I am doing. I've got my tablet here with my assembly instructions downloaded. And I'm just going to jump straight through to the first part of the assembly. So I'm just going to go through, gather the components I need for each step, and then work to assemble them. I always find it's easiest if you assemble the parts in the same orientation as the instructions. Now these little bolt boxes do have the numbers on there. They're not the easiest to see in this light, but I just need a small set of tweezers or something to be able to grab these little components out. Let's see if I get the right clip. Alright, these circlip pliers will definitely be handy if you are assembling one of these kits. Seems to be a bit of play there. I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to be or not. I can see there on the instructions that there is obviously meant to be a bit of a gap there. That's good. I find that a lot of these screws have been mixed up, but hopefully they're all still there. Well, it looks like they have the same reference number in a couple of different containers. Alright, I thought I'd just check back in. Now I've been going at this for probably about an hour to an hour and a half, and we're pretty much getting there. Looking at the components that are left, there's a couple of pulleys, there's the starter gear, the flywheel to go on the end. Obviously the valve covers still need to go on. You can see that here. Probably got the main manifold still to go, sit on top there. The carbies, the air cleaner, and it's almost there. So all in all, it's going together really well. All the screw holes line up, all the screws have gone in really easy. I think the only little bit of trouble that I had was trying to get the camshafts on. One, getting the pulley onto the end of the camshaft, and then two, trying to push the little rubber gasket and sort of spacer into the hole in the side of the valve cover, or the head I should say. Other than that, everything's gone together pretty well. I did just obviously need to get the rubber mallet out just to give it a little bit of a hit. And I did find that these little tubes that I had no idea what they were intended to be, I still don't know, but I assume that given that they're slightly different sizes, they were to actually push those pieces in so that they're basically hollow in the middle, so it goes over the camshaft and can push the actual center spacer back into the head. So other than that, I had a bit of fun trying to work out all the screws to hold the head onto the block. There are quite a few screws there, and just working out the position of all of them. There were a few different screws, so even in a line there was 2 or 3 different types of screws. So I was just trying to follow the diagram and work through which one's which. Took a little bit longer, I had to stop and have a really good look at the diagram, but all in all, I haven't really had any issues. All the pieces have gone together as they should, like I said, and even if I'm trying to find the screws, look, the screw containers, they have mixed up a bit, obviously in transport, as it's sort of been tipped upside down a few times, but I haven't really had trouble finding what I need within each of these small screw boxes. So all in all, really good, really happy with the progress so far. Keep chipping away.
Alright, so that's the Toyan engine completely assembled. I've just perched it up here on top of my Gen 3 Coyote just for a bit of perspective. So this is a 110 scale engine, obviously up against a full-size engine. When you think about it, if you multiplied all those dimensions by 10, it just doesn't seem like it would actually be as big as this Coyote, but there you go. Look, all in all, the engine was really easy to put together. The instructions were easy to follow. Look, it was fiddly. The tiny little screws, the little Allen keys, dropped a couple of screws a few times, a bit of a nightmare to try and find them. But all in all, everything lined up perfectly, everything bolted up as you would expect and as it should. So really impressed with the quality of all the components. All that's left now is to fit off the glow plugs and connect up the starter packs so that we can actually get it fired up. And that's exactly what I'll be looking to do in the next episode. So once again, if you like the look of these little Toyan engine kits or looking for a similar engine kit, be sure to head over to Stirlingkit. I'll include a link in the description below and have a look at what they've got to offer. If you decide to purchase anything, make sure you use my discount code BD for Built by Dan for an extra 10% off. So just wrap up here with a bit of a closer overview of the two engines. You can see all the similarities with the head covers, the pulleys and the belt that goes on the front. Obviously the belt's not fitted on mine just yet. The engine's sitting on the intake, whereas the air cleaner and carbies on top, noting that obviously slight difference between a carbureted engine and a fuel injected engine. We've got the exhaust manifold on the side here. No different to our standard engine. My oil pan's missing, or the sump. Obviously we've got that fitted on the Toyan. And around the back here, I have removed the flywheel and the starter ring gear, but it's the same sort of deal here on the Toyan engine. We've got our flywheel, we've got the starter ring gear, and then the starter motor sits on top, whereas it sits down lower on the Coyote. So there you have it. Cool little engine. Be sure to go check them out at Stirlingkit.